BC. So the question now is, what can we do to respond? Well, the lumber industry has some ideas, you heard them there, like slashing red tape for permitting to keep mills running, but will the government help them out on that? Let's find out. Ravi Parmar, the Minister of Forests, is with us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure, Cindy. Good morning to all your listeners.
Good morning. First off, has the federal government offered any help to BC on this?
Crickets so far, Cindy. It's pretty disappointing when you've got a federal government who has jumped up and responded when tariffs on steel have been threatened and been imposed on auto parts. We've heard crickets from Ottawa on softwood lumber duties in particular as it relates to providing support for our forest sector. Pretty disappointing.
Okay, so what, though, is the BC government prepared to do to help this industry?
Well, look, I think at the outset, it's important for us to really do one thing, and that is to get a long-term softwood lumber deal. But as you know, that's in Ottawa's hands. What I'm focused on here in British Columbia is really protecting paychecks and keeping operations going. So we are exploring a whole host of measures within government to find ways to be able to support that, in hopes also that Ottawa will step up and provide supports as well. But I think as you touched on with your interview with Kim yesterday, there are a number of things that I've been working on since day one that I'm hoping will have benefits on this sector, and that is increasing the fiber supply in communities all across British Columbia. I'm expanding community forests, which I hope will create social license to allow more harvesting and benefit the community, as well as, one of the things that I can't control right now, and I don't know if I ever will, is market conditions. One of the things that keeps me up at night, Cindy, and I know you've talked to economists and others about this on your show over the years, is we can do as much as we can, and we can even harvest, or rather permit 45 million cubic meters over the course of the next year. But if the market conditions don't allow for companies to go in and harvest that and make money, that's an issue. I'll give you an example. I was in the northeast of our province just a couple of weeks ago. There's an OSB plant, Louisiana Pacific. They just announced in the last couple of weeks that they are cutting half of a shift, so 19 people being laid off. And they're not being laid off because of fiber supply challenges. In fact, they're doing quite well in terms of fiber supply. They are laying people off because OSB prices are dropping, and in particular, the market is softening in the United States, in particular a state like Texas, where they are just not building the homes to the same rate they have these last number of years. And the reason for that is Donald Trump. He is throwing his country into a recession, and we in Canada, in particular here in British Columbia, the second largest softwood exporter in the entire world, second to Russia, we're going to have an impact, we're going to face the impact of that.